Yeah, Lawrence Smith from Ride and Drive, Eleanor from MotorMatters.
Back with you again.
Yeah, another launch, another day, another launch.
It's pretty much been our life lately in the last few weeks, eh?
So where were we yesterday?
Mitsubishi.
I mean, you know, the stranger in the OEMs. I mean,
kind of been quiet for a while, haven't they?
But you know what? Always a great OEM. They make a good product. I mean, you know, and the one that we went to is the one that's been much anticipated, which is the Triton.
The new Triton.
The new Triton.
And why I'm saying the new is there are these lines always. Now this one, and they were at pains to tell us, new platform, new body, new engine.
Yeah.
So it is a whole new game. I mean, I've had a lot of comments already because I put the first video out yesterday. How can it be a new engine? It's 135 kilowatts as opposed to 133 in the previous one. No, it's a new engine.
It's a new engine. You and I have chatted about that. I'm just going to be the counterpoint. I think that's a little bit low. Found it slightly underpowered at altitude yesterday. You know, on some of the hills. They have got the
150 bi-turbo coming in about a year's time. But Laurie, hang on, wait. In the double cab market, there are a couple of categories. All right, there's the under 120 kilowatt category, then there's the 120 to 150 category, and then the 150 up. And there are three very defined groups. And if you think that the Triton falls solidly in the center of that middle one, I'm going to disagree about it. You were trying to give it a bit of welly when we were driving it. I mean, on the open road, etc. I cruised along, right? And I didn't find an issue with power. I'll be honest. I know what you were saying, but it's a leisure double cab bucky. So he's talking rubbish here. That foot's getting a bit heavy,
old.
I think.
I'm young. I need speed and power.
But look at that, they've thrown spec at it. And what's interesting, you know, somebody actually mentioned in the briefing yesterday, normally the special editions come at the end of the life of a model. They bringing it with special editions.
Yes.
Okay, which is an interesting, different take on marketing.
And I mean, the other thing is, I mean, there's so much that you can do with the aftermarket on those buggies. I mean, it was like crazy.
No, I mean, what they showed us, and that's what they've done, is they've taken batches of those accessories and brought the special editions accessorized. So there's the, I'm going to get mixed up here now, the Extreme, the
Athlete,
and then the 45 edition. Which is to celebrate 45 years of Triton. And they spec'd with all these different extras. We drove Athlete. And I mean,
that was great.
I love those black fender extensions, for example. I mean, it may sound silly, but it makes it look butch. And
you know, not everybody's going to like that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the high wheel arches. And you know, those sort of cladding on top of it. But I quite like that. I just felt that it made it look really sort of butch. I don't want to mention another manufacturer's look, but it really looks butch.
It does. But then again, double cab buckies are meant to.
Absolutely.
So look at it that way. And then, of course, the other side of it was we then took them on a bit of 4x4.
But are they supposed to look like that? You know, you talked about a family SUV just now. I mean, not an SUV, a bucky. So, you know, I think you've got to sort of have like an in-betweener.
But they have got in their range, that's the point.
Okay, so where's that one?
That is the mid-spec one.
Okay.
We didn't drive them, there were one or two there. Which doesn't have the black wheel arch moldings, doesn't have a few of those items.
Well, there you are then, there's something for everybody.
If you want to be more, there are 11 in the range, 11 models in the range, crazy, which is a lot. I mean, only the two big boys beat that number.
But just going back to Mitsubishi, you know, they've always made such a great product. I mean, even their SUVs are great. And, you know, I just wish they'd sell more cars because, you know, they, with all due respect, I mean, they have the quality vehicles for that. It's just that they seem to not be able to capture the higher.
Well, you know, they haven't over the last few generations of Triton, there's no doubt. I mean, go back 30 years, Triton was a massive seller. The original Colt, and then when they went into Triton, massive sellers, right?
So what I was really trying to say, I'm not saying they're not, they just are sort of, it seems like they're underperforming for what they are.
Well, listen, if we go by the briefing yesterday and what's coming in the next 6 months or so, I think they're on an offensive.
For sure.
It looks like they're on a major offensive. Also, take into account that if you take the middle spec models without all the bits and pieces, but that have got the same engine, same gearbox, same 4x4 ability, and don't forget Super Select 2, that they've got their 4x4, which we proved is really good with diff lock, etc. You can get into one at about 800,000 rand.
Yeah. Listen, we're rambling on here, but let's get into the 4x4 part of it.
Yeah.
We're into the 4x4 track. There were one or two obstacles there that were, in my opinion, sort of, some of it was sort of rudimentary. But two of them were quite difficult, and it handled it without, it needed diff lock on the one.
Yeah,
for
no,
sure.
100%, but that's why it's got a diff lock.
Exactly. And I mean, they handled it great.
No, I mean, both of us driving, no issues, no hesitations, just cruised over the things. But you've got to give credit to the vehicle when you do that.
One of the cars, which wasn't, it was actually set up for something else, tried to go over as a 4x2 with a diff lock, and it struggled a bit. So, you know what, if you've got the right kit, and that car definitely has the right kit, you're up and over, and it's good.
But now, mentioning that, there's one last point I'll make, that I really appreciate what they've done. I often advocate, if you don't need a 4x4, get a 4x2.
Yeah.
Because you can still get the look, you can still get the everything else, but you don't need the extra weight, the extra complex engineering, whatever, of diff locks, of 4x4 systems, more fuel, etc.
Yeah.
But they have allowed for that in basically everything except that edition 46. You can get a 4x2 or 4x4, even with the Athlete and the Extreme. So you can get the look without the penalties.
Yeah.
And that's good marketing. Well done on that, Mitsubishi.
Yeah, for sure.
What I'm going to say is, deserve success, go for it.
Till next time.